Hey, what's up turtles? Krik here with Black Owl Outdoors. Recently I've done a video showing everything in my fire kit. I wanted to do a video today showing how I use everything in that fire kit. So let's get to it. So to start this off, here I have the bark of the tulip tree in a reverse wrap quarter, just a convenient way to store it within my fire kit. And to get this, I'm just going to highlight this resource first and show you some of its advantages and slight disadvantages. I'm just going to do a little bit. Unwrap this. And what's nice about this material is it'll take a spark really easy, which is great. But the downside of that, it doesn't really have a strong hot flame. Condition depending, that could be non-ideal. But I use this a lot. So I'm just going to show this how it burns on its own. I've used this in tons of videos. You can check out our sort of fire playlist. Nice flame, flames up, you know. And for most cases, this is fine. Fine tinder option. You got your, your twig bundle, your feather sticks ready on hand. This will work fine. Don't need to do anything else besides this initial flame. It's just to showcase the tulip poplar bark. Moving on to a next resource, which is some homemade fatwood to a degree. Not as great as fatwood you'd find, but where I am specifically, there aren't a lot of really resinous or pitched conifers. But this resource is really great. If I really want a hot flame, I want it to burn for a while, maybe my twig bundle, the next step off this, isn't as dry as I'd like it to be. This will hold a flame and a hot flame really well, and I can take my lighter to this. I'd use this in conditions where I really want to get a flame quick. Get a flame quick and have it sustained. Even with the wind burning. And what's nice about this, it'll hold this flame, and something like this, if I'm doing it, the prop is very important to make sure there's oxygen coming underneath this to allow this to burn around it, because if I wasn't, it would potentially just burn the top. It would, even smolder if I set it right on the ground. So keeping it off the ground is really nice. And this is just one piece, Put it out. Can use it again if I want to. Moving on to some birch, river birch. Birch bark is really nice because it'll hold a flame for a while. This stuff's really thin, really thin. But with some small processing, this should take a spark, and we'll see if we can do that right now. Might not be enough, but we'll see. Edge caught, hot flame. Not even gonna put another piece. Now I could just keep adding to this if I wanted to. Don't need to. Nice hot flame, gonna burn for, I'll let this piece burn just so you can see how long this piece will last. Again, if I would prop this, it would probably burn a little bit better. Okay, so for the next option for helping get a fire going is a little thicker piece of birch bark. I think this was off a yellow birch. You can see way more sturdy than that really thin papery river birch. Again, I could process this a little bit, use my ferro rod, or if I really wanted to get, you know, really hot flame quick, sustained flame, start my fire, pop my lighter on it. Goes up right away, burning hot. Even fan it a little bit. You can put it out. Now this was very, very direct, you know, I was focusing this fan right here and going pretty hard with it, but it works pretty well even in windy conditions. Next piece, again, something I'm going to use with my lighter, or if I have a weak flame from my tulip bark, I can hold this on above it and get it going. And this is just actually, I think, some bark from a pine tree that's really saturated, impregnated with pitch. Put my lighter to this. Instantly takes a flame and holds it. And that's burning hot. See how black that smoke is? Again, another great little resource for helping getting a fire going. Wax cotton ball. Completely coated in wax. This is waterproof. Will float. I can dunk this under the water and it will stay dry. The inner cotton will stay dry and protected from moisture. So it's a really great resource. A couple things I can do with this. Open this up, split it in half. In really non-ideal conditions, bug on my face, I can split this into two, light both of them up, a little bit spaced apart from each other, sit them like this. Then I have two spots to help put my tinder bundle, feather stick, something of that nature. And I have two flames helping to start the fire instead of a single point. And the little trick I found that helps with these is that I just ripped off a little piece of cotton and has some wax on here. I'm gonna take out some of this extra cotton because I don't need it. Fluff some of this up, and then I'm gonna put this little bit of waxed cotton in my hand on the top here. I use my ferro rod for this. Sometimes I might need to cup this while it's catching the wax, the actual wick, if you will. But it takes a spark really easy. And that little bit of wax on the top will help get the flame going right away. See, you probably can't see it from this angle. It's a really weak flame right now, but I'm trying to keep it visible to the camera while I'm protecting it until some wax ignites. And then this, even half of this will burn upwards probably of 5 minutes. Really, really well. This thing is, I believe, the best homemade, fire starter you can make, in my opinion. Try to put it out. And last but not least in my fire kit, some char cloth and a small bird's nest. So what I'm going to do, turn this into an ember, hit it with my fire steel. Char cloth works great if you prefer flint and steel. Take a spark off that. I'm going to transfer this to here and blow it to flame. Right up. And with everything I've done so far, I've been getting just the initial flame, And I have a feather stick here, a small one, which you can use then for that initial flame to transfer to something that's going to help burn, get the flame a little bit bigger, to continue the process of a fire. So that's everything in my fire kit, and you can see how it's being used. I just want to reiterate that it's very, very important to practice safety when you're playing with fire, learning how to make fire, and just having a fire. Please, please exercise safety and caution. Now, I'm a little bit of a fire bug, if that's not obvious. But with that being said, at one point I was certified. I had my red card. I was certified to fight wildland fires. I went through fire school, and I'm very, aware of the dangers and also the safety of being able to have fires, even in conditions that might not be sort of suitable for fire. But please, please, please exercise safety and take those steps when you're playing with fire in the forest. Most days, if I want a fire, I'm not going to use what's in my kit. I'm going to be walking through the forest, coming to the spot I'm going to be hanging for the day or filming. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to be looking for resources to use as I'm walking. And that keeps me sharp. That keeps me, scanning the terrain, looking for resources I can use, sort of adding to my database of where I found something, the conditions, the aspect, the elevation, the soil drainage, the vegetation, all that stuff I'm cataloging, just like sort of as a naturalist, because I consider myself a naturalist to some degree. So I don't use what's in my fire kit most of the time. That's just there if I want to fire and I don't feel like I want to look for materials to start the fire. I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, let us know. Thumbs up the video. Black Owl is a small operation. It's just Stony. Pointing him behind the camera. It's just him and I doing this. We're a small operation. We need your support to continue to grow so we can put more resources into the videos, do more things, and just really make really, really awesome content. Continue to. So remember to check out blackowloutdoors.com. Check us out, our website. Our contest is going to be starting really soon. Really excited about that, so keep looking for that as well. This is Krik signing out with Black Outdoors. Later, turtles.